Hey folks, it's Jake Davis with On the Fly Review for you. Today I'm talking about The Return. I got a little bit to say about this. This movie was released at the beginning of the month. Stars Ralph Fiennes, Juliette Binoche, Charlie Plummer, and Arwen Kanzari. The whole story of this is basically the final chapter, a full-length 2-hour movie version of the final chapter of The Odyssey. The Odyssey is the story of Odysseus, who leaves his home of Ithaca right on the day his son is born. He goes and fights in the 10-year war, Trojan War, is eventually why they win it, and is cursed by the gods and finds just adventure after adventure, the Cyclops' lair, the sirens, the island where if you eat the food you turn into an animal. The island where you, I think it might be the same island where you, I think it is. Every day that passes there, a whole year goes by in the rest of the world. The moving mountains that go apart and come together to crush ships that try to pass through them. All these stories you've probably heard before, and they're all from the same adventure. They're all from the Odyssey. It is the invention of the epic. Literally 1,000 years later is still the standard for the adventure story. It is the Odyssey, for fuck's sakes. This is the story about the final chapter of the Odyssey. Odysseus has washed up on the sands of Ithaca 20 years after leaving. No more ships, no more men clinging to life. He slowly is informed and comes to discover that his land has been laid to waste. His people live in terror and slavery. His house has been seized by hedonists, and his family is being held captive by suitors who demand his beloved wife's Penelope's hand. Now, if you know the story, and if you know Odysseus, then you know as soon as he comes to realize where he is, it's simply a matter of time before he returns home, reunites with his family, liberates his people, and kills every single one of these men. Pause. Now, I'm of two minds on this film. As you may have guessed, I'm quite a fan of Homer's The Odyssey, and I did enjoy this movie, but I also was quite disappointed. So let's hit the bullet points, the pros. Visually, the movie is very compelling. It's very realistic with its colors and its lighting, especially the buildings and costumes. I loved that. I liked the performances. The two main performances from Ralph Fiennes and Juliette Binoche were both terrific. Everybody else was okay. A couple of people were really kind of obnoxious bucket to that. 3, I really liked the score. That's kind of lumped in with the look too, I should point out. And 4th, I loved the violence in this. It was so horrific and brutal and senseless and cruel. It was unrelentless with its violence. Almost to a point where, since there's also really no levity in this movie, it kind of became hard to watch at some times, considering what was going on screen. Now the negatives. I didn't like Charlie Plummer in this movie, really. So he just came off all around too whiny. As Themiclus. Themicus. I'm forgetting the guy's name. Thymolicus? Something like that. The son. Odysseus' son. Damn. I knew his character. Anyhow. I didn't really like him in it, but he was nothing compared to Arwen Kanzari. He sure is better cast in a role like this hedonistic piece of crap, but debaucherous son of a bitch, but he was they didn't say someone like Jafar or anybody from a comic book. Now the goddamn roof guys are back. 2 seconds. I didn't really like the lack of supernatural stuff. I mean, I get it. They're going for a more realistic film, especially with its visuals and its violence. And since by the time we get to this point, by the time you get to Ithaca, for the exception of the spell that disguises his appearance, there's really no supernatural stuff really left. And I think the first time, in the story, the first time somebody realizes who he is like a maiden who tended him as a boy notices a scar on his calf or his shin, and that's like late in this movie. I really didn't like. It's like 2 points in one, but for the same reason I didn't like him. The kind of anti-war thing. I'm as anti-war as anybody I know, pretty much, just about. And there's no discussing of the gods in this movie. It just doesn't fit this era of the world and the time and the history. People, I mean, war was glory, and everything you did was for the gods. It just doesn't fit. It's more.
Scarlet. It's not Scarlet.
Oh god, this is so distracting. Plus now my kids got to fight because, of course, I guess power through this. Finish up, and I guess finally the one thing I thought was just so silly and modern and distracting was that it's a small fishing island in ancient Greece, so of course it's just as diverse, as multicultural as modern day Los Angeles. I thought that was just a silly thing to have in there. I do recommend this movie. I did enjoy this movie, but if you're a fan of the story or you enjoy this movie, you're wanting to get more of this shit, want to see movies like this, I'd highly recommend the Armand Assante 90s TV miniseries, just called The Odyssey. That was great. About the best possible budget and cast you could imagine for that time for television. There's an awesome 1950s Kirk Douglas movie called Ulysses. I would not at all ever recommend you watching the Brad Pitt movie Troy, where the entire 10-year Trojan War takes place over about, a week and a half. And of course, I have to address the fact that since the release of this movie, it has been confirmed that Christopher Nolan's next movie is going to be The Odyssey. Now, I'm assuming, because it's Christopher Nolan, that he's going all in. That he's going to do the whole 20-year story in a big, maybe 2-part movie, I would assume. Kind of make the whole thing big, multi-movie cast, big, huge budget. Utilize everything, locations, visual effects, massive sets. I think this guy's going to go all out, because I would really, at this point, expect nothing else from the man. I mean, look, this is a guy who, over the last 25 years, was able to make his name household, build a brand off of his reputation. There's no film of his that is genuinely, universally hated. A lot of people crap on Tenet, Dark Knight Rises, but no, I hate Interstellar. But his movies are pretty much all liked by somebody. Critics like his films. Movies always make money, and he's fresh off $1 billion film that picked him up personally 2 Oscars for Best Picture and Director. Add that to the fact that he's turning 60. I see a guy looking to challenge himself in the best possible way, and I am just genuinely fucking stoked at the possibilities of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Now, this could be an era-defining motion picture. It really can be. And I can't wait. Anyhow, I give this movie, The Return, 3.5 stars. it's hard to completely fuck up the Odyssey, even if you're just really remaking one scene. I'm Jake Davis. I'll catch you on the fly.